And are you ready to make some noise? The grand final of Blizzcon 2011 could not have had a better story. Everything comes down to one single game. If MVP wins, then he is the champion. If NesTea wins, then he is the champ. Let's hop in to the final match of the BlizzCon Invitational. Now, I want the crowd to be as quiet as possible. I'm actually going to pull my headphones away. All right, good. You're being very quiet. In the top left corner, he was dominated in the winner's bracket final, but he came back in the first best of three to tie it up 1-1 and has now pushed it to a final game 3. If you would like him to win, give a cheer for the underdog in this series, IMMvp!
And over here, the player who was in the winner's bracket final defeating MVP came up in this match, lost the first set. Can he actually pull it back here and defeat his friend? It is IMNesTea.
Though almost everybody would go for that early expand, MVP no, even on Shakura's plateau. He wants to favor that double Hellion opening. NesTea going for the early expand like clockwork will be getting that pool, that gas, that hatch up at the exact same time as he has optimized that opening as best he can.
Now, Sean, I really want to get inside the head of these two players. You've been in this situation before, in these boots, in the grand final. What is going through your head right now?
In NesTea's position, I'm going to be feeling really nervous. After that first game, I'm thinking to myself, if I push it to a long game, I'm going to be in great shape. But then after that second game, I'm realizing, oh my gosh, my teammate could come attack me at any point in time, and he could even expand anywhere on the map at any point in time. MVP has the full gamut of possibilities in his mid game. If I'm NesTea, I am praying I can get this match past 12 minutes.
Now, what about MVP's point of view, Sean?
If I'm in MVP's spot, I think that I'm starting to realize that I have a lot more momentum than I initially did. MVP went into this series after a really disheartening loss in the GSL finals, another disheartening loss in the winner's bracket finals, and he has pushed it all the way back to this final set. I think MVP can really dig deep and think to himself, I am capable of beating MVP in yet another best of 3.
And here we go, Sean. The action is already heating up. We do see a bunker at the natural from MVP, putting some pressure here onto NesTea.
Whoa. Looks like NesTea is getting caught a little bit off guard by this. This is the classic move that MVP is known for. This kind of bunker aggression. He wants to force more Zerglings, try to delay that spine crawler.
He's just going to fall back, Sean. He will be opening up with the reactor Hellion here. So we do see the reactor and, of course, that factory. But look how many drones he actually just forced for NesTea. He has a total of 6 out on the map right now. That is 3 possible drones that are no longer there.
An MVP brilliantly building up to 4 Marines. That means with proper control, he will be able to pick off all of these Zerglings, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Picking off the first front lines. Great play by MVP, and now MVP is going to force yet more lings to be constructed for NesTea. In a little bit of desperation, one spine crawler is planted, and we see that Hellion, double Hellion play is coming up right now.
See a total, wow, all the way up to 10 lings for these 4 Marines. That is 14 lings. Is that an overreaction, Sean?
I almost feel like NesTea kind of has to do that. He doesn't really have that much of an idea of what his opponent's doing. He's only just found this gas geyser. He has no information in the slightest, and when these Hellions pop out, they're going to be able to do some massive damage to these Zerglings. NesTea's hoping to run along this south flank and catch everything off guard, and that would be his hope of getting that lead back early.
Command Center for MVP almost finished. He will be taking his expansion pretty soon. We see that Rax finishing the tech lab. We also have a couple of Hellions popping out here. Some lings, though, for NesTea are being very sneaky here, Sean. We see ling speed finished. And is he going to move in?
It looks like he's moving in, but with the mistiming, the Hellions just now getting to the front of the ramp. They will be able to clean up all the Marines, but we see those 2 supply depots lifted immediately, and NesTea is guaranteed to lose all these Zerglings now.
Really got to try to get us around, but I'm not sure if MVP is going to allow it. Here comes the 2 more Hellions. A lot of the lings dying there. And that attack has been foiled from NesTea.
And look at this, the triple command center play from MVP. He is going for the long-term macro game again. Impossible to predict anything out of MVP's play, doing a huge variety of styles.
And that is a very, very quick lair coming out of NesTea right now. Still on 2 base. He has not that much gas stockpile, but we do see the second and third and fourth extractor finished there. So he will be, of course, moving the drones over. But this is looking kind of similar to the last game right now. He does have these 6 Hellions right now outside the ramp, but it's going to be very hard for him to push in.
MVP again, he's hardly even looking for an opportunity to attack. He is looking for an opportunity to slowly stockpile a lot of tanks, a lot of Marines at the front. He's just now getting stim. He'll be building a bunker. He'll be getting an engineering base shortly for those upgrades. And MVP is playing for the long-term, gigantic mid-game push. And how will NesTea answer? Will he go for that usual Spire? It looks like he's gearing up to do so.
We'll be waiting for that Spire to go down. The Baneling Nest about to finish. We still don't have that macro hatch. There it is, actually going down right now at the natural. Now that I talk about it, we see the +1 melee attacks upgrade started. And MVP is trying to get in here to the natural. That one queen is very low. Oh, 9 HP. Does not lose it, but it is very, very low.
And of course, because it's NesTea, that queen still had way more hit points than it had energy. Because NesTea literally never misses a larva inject, and this is quite an uncharacteristic move from NesTea. Getting an Overseer to just try to figure out what the heck MVP is doing, that is a real sign that NesTea is feeling quite rattled at this point in time.
Spire about halfway complete for NesTea, but he's still trapped here on these 2 bases simply because there's 6 Hellions outside. We see one lane come out just to check to see if they're still there, and of course they do take it out very easily.
This one command center is going to skyrocket the economy for MVP. If we actually come look at the worker count, NesTea has hardly been able to maintain much of a lead. He has 45 workers to 44. Almost always you will have far more workers in the Zerg camp than in any of the opposing teams. So we do see the siege tanks getting all the upgrades. Stim just now finishing up. Combat Shield will follow shortly. Must make certain he doesn't take too much damage from any Mutalisks.
Really wondering right now when NesTea is going to push out. He has 5 Mutalisks in production. The +1 melee upgrade should be finishing here. The Spine Crawler going down on the low ground. Will it be able to? It looks like it will burrow, but it's going to be very low HP.
Wow, it looks like MVP might just sit here and wail away on the Spine Crawler, but no, instead opting to take no damage. And now there's the time for MVP to have to deal with this runaround tactic by MVP. More barracks are going up, siege tanks are up, but there are no bunkers at the front. Ooh, MVP getting a little bit risky here. A single missile turret going up in the back in production. We see only 1 missile turret is incoming. And here come the Mutalisks, and oh, MVP might be caught a little bit off guard.
If NesTea moves in, he would be able to deny that turret, and here he goes. Will he get in time? No! Oh, it finishes. NesTea has to fall back. That is too little mutas to really deal with that at that point in time, so he will use those to go clean up these Hellions outside of his base.
NesTea is not down and out, but MVP is looking to slowly be in an increasingly dominating position. Now the Hellions are finally getting pushed back, but look at this great move by MVP, popping down here to the 3rd base, but NesTea's a little bit too good for that. Cleans that Hellion up with ease. And when will MVP push out? I mean, I can tell you when your average player would move out, but MVP is anything but that. Ordinarily, players would start moving forward. He just, because he could, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's smart play, man. Use everything that you possibly can. Here come the mutas. They are going to get in, but not going to be able to do much because the missile turret and those Marines with +1 upgrades will chase them off. Now, NesTea actually really hasn't done too much with those mutas, and he really needs to start trying to do some more because if his opponent gets too far ahead right now economically, we see him actually taking the 3rd and 4th. Even he's a little bit worried about it, Sean.
And this is what makes NesTea such a difficult player in the late game. Look at how early he's planting these geysers down so that way he can begin getting that gas income as quickly as he can. JP, this is the last match. Both players are at match points. Whoever wins this will be the champion and get $50,000. Whoever loses will get $25,000 second place prize and not a single more chance to do any better.
And both players are playing very, very kind of passively right now, being very careful as we see NesTea has he found an entry point.
Looks like a couple of Mutalisks getting caught off guard. He loses 1 for free. And we see MVP, per usual, taking virtually no damage from any harassment. Another factory about to finish up. There's another stim from MVP. We see the 2 engineering bays busily upgrading away. And these 4 Hellions are trying to find any opportunity they can to step into the fray. Thor's in production, Marines pouring out of all these barracks, but MVP has just, has actually stopped his SCV production. A little bit of a misstep. Wants to really get that high up so when he takes his 3rd base, he can get it up and operational right away. NesTea also skyrocketing with drones. 85 drones, 87, making more drones. Will likely turn those to spine crawlers eventually.
And this is where I start getting a little bit nervous right now for MVP. He's still on 2 base. NesTea has taken the map. You see him slowly start to move out. Big stem there on the low ground, but NesTea sends the mutas up to the high ground. Does take out that tank.
There's the Overseer trying to find anything he can to contaminate, but instead he splits into a bunch of icky gack and falls to the ground right where the orbital command's going to lay down.
Now, where is MVP going to fall out? We do see some Hellions here into the 3rd base. They aren't blue flame, though, so they're going to have to connect a little bit more.
And it looks like, he's lined him up. He gets a big shot. If he can do one more. No.
He does not get it.
Almost nothing killed there by MVP.
Look at
4 workers total.
Yeah. What? That's NesTea, man. That's all you got to say, I guess.
MVP walling off the bottom with command centers. Lol. He'll probably be morphing these into orbital commands because, as we see again, he's fairly low on that SCV count, and he will rapidly expand his supply up with just infantry, tanks, Thors. This is slowly going to become a defensive nightmare for MVP, JP. I mean, how can you possibly cover this much space when there's Mutalisk and Speed Zerglings running around everywhere?
Yeah, this is kind of reminding me of Idra's play. This is something that he does almost every TVZ that he plays in, is this huge, huge focus on Mutalisk. And we see right now NesTea is about to pop into the natural. He will be able to take out those turrets pretty easily. And he's going to start on those SCVs.
And it looks like no SCVs killed off there. There the first one is, and we're starting to see great volleys by NesTea. MVP looking to be in a lot of trouble coming up.
Looks like we are seeing NesTea's next move, as he does have the pathogen gland started. He's going to pop in here, take out that reactor. A smart play, because it does take so long to build. We also see that hive started as well. So, or you think we're going to be seeing Broodlords, or you think we're going to be seeing Ultralisk?
I definitely think it will be the Brood Ward play. 100 drones on the field right now for NesTea, and you know what the best thing to do with drones is? He's just going to go ahead and build himself a lot of spine crawlers.
Wow, actually, look at the mineral count right now for NesTea. 2,800 minerals. He is just having such a fun game right now. He can build whatever he wants, whenever he wants, Sean.
Mules, who needs them, right? Let's just get 100 drones. It's no big deal.
That's
I'll
the
build
Zerg
some spine
answer,
crawlers here. I could put some spine crawlers down here, and let's go ahead and pepper those in the middle as well.
See him still flying around with these mutas, now about to pop into the 4th base. And you know, there's not too many Marines here. He might be able to deny this entire base if he really stays there.
There's a planetary fortress. This suddenly he is racing against the clock, desperately trying to get up. This planetary fortress, we see the Zerglings now swinging around to that bottom side. We see the Thor in a pretty good position. The Mutals now walking through the middle. The Thor is vulnerable. And here comes the push from NesTea. He's trying to pick off everything that he can. This planetary fortress is nearing completion, and both players, come to the units lost tab. There's actually not that much that has been lost despite all these engagements from both players. But the one thing I'm really worried about is that if we come to the natural expansion, the Greater Spire is halfway done.
Now, you might be wondering why those lings were kind of thrown away in that last engagement. At this point in the game, lings are basically free. When you have 4,000 minerals in the bank, he just took out so many of those supply depots there, but he's going to be chased off. You can make lings basically whenever you want, Sean.
And with the amount of Brood Lords that NesTea no doubt wants to produce, he is freeing up the supply, getting ready to hop into action. And look at this, MVP constantly losing his reactor on that 1-star port, unable to get his Viking count too high. And I'm pretty sure I know what NesTea wants to do with these corruptors. I'm pretty sure. I think I'll figure out maybe 2-1. Okay, we have one of these. Okay, let's see what he does. Well, let's go ahead and expand, but let's see what he does.
There we go.
There we go. There it is. I had a feeling, JP.
Yeah. But now, if there's anything MVP can deal with, Sean, it's Broodlords, because he is one of the first players to really start with the Ghost play. We already see some Ghost in production. Ghosts do so well against Broodlords.
Now, despite this passivity from MVP, he has scanned the main. He knows that the Hive is up. He knows where the Mutalisks are. They're at the far back side of the map, so suddenly MVP is going to spring into action with some incredible drop play. What can the Broodlords do? They are stuck in the middle. They are slow. The Mutalisk caught at the wrong side of the map. MVP is going to start clawing his way back into this match.
Like he's going to be taking on that extractor. Will he lose any more drones to this? The Mutas are trying to make their way across map. Here come the Banelings rolling in, Sean.
And it looks like the Banelings roll in. They are going to clean up this drop. A couple of Mutalisks are there, but at the wrong place again. All the Marine stims starting to deal massive damage. A fungal growth lands, and it does not quite manage to kill off those Marines. But here comes the big force from NesTea.
Sean, here are the Broodlords. Where are the Vikings? I know they were in production, but I'm not sure if it's going to have enough. He does have to lift that orbital as it gets to half health. Where comes one Viking? Where are the other ones,
reinforcements? There's no reinforcements here. Oh my god! Oh my god, NesTea is going to lose all his Broodlords for almost nothing.
Here comes 3 Mutas. Here comes the rest of the Mutas. Now NesTea will join forces, but he still has some Infestors as well as some Banelings cross map. He's going to deny this orbital command as it does fall.
Nice move there by NesTea. Another drop incoming from MVP. Banelings ready to jump into action. Oh, if he killed off the pool, that would be huge. 8,000 minerals in the bank. And it looks like the pool
is he gonna get it? Oh, he does not get it! And now we see him in the main base with the Broodlords, with the Mutas. There are a lot of ghosts out, but is it gonna be enough, Sean?
Oh, the Mutalisk count. You're hearing the snipes go down. The ghost stepping into action. See you later, Broodlords.
Down
MVP,
to 4.
MVP breaking through the Broodlord count. He's picking off the ones in the back, and he cuts them down.
He gets all of them! NesTea up to 7,000 minerals right now. We see 80 Zerglings in production, but I talked about those ghosts from MVP, Sean, and he just put on a display with them.
I almost want to, talk to MVP and be like, so what do you do about Broodlords? And he's like, what do you mean?
That is the NesTea that I love, Sean. 46 Banelings in production.
JP, I'm trying to find it. I don't want to spoil it, but I am trying to find it. Where on earth is it? There is a Nidus network building somewhere on this map. I cannot find it for the life of me. Where on earth is it going down? That could be a huge momentum swing. Seriously, where the hell is it? There it is. I found it. The Nidus network.
Yay, let's high five, Sean.
Yeah, woo! Oh my gosh, I actually really hated Where's Waldo as a kid too.
Yeah, man, that book was hard.
That book was impossible. That's the first time I ever had nerd rage. I was like, this is rigged.
Sean, he's loading everything into this Nidus network. The Banelings are having to form a line. It's like he's at Blizzcon waiting to play StarCraft 2.
And he denies it. And where will he head next?
Now we really have to play Where's Waldo to find out where the next one is, man.
All right, well, it looks like the bottom hatch is being taken. An absolutely perfect final match for this BlizzCon tournament. More drop action coming up. 3 hit points left. Can he take it down? And no!
Oh, he gets it with those infested Terrans. There is a single Broodlord chipping away at this missile turret.
I got it, guys. Don't worry. Going to continue to advance forward, but there's the opportunity for another Nidus network to make its play.
Here is the Nidus.
But
it will be seen. Look how many ghosts. If you go to the end tab, he's already up to 13. And
13 Ghost MVP is going to try to remax with a Ghost-only army. We see him getting the Terran building armor because, well, why not?
Yeah, why not, man?
Maxed, nothing else to spend his money on. And interestingly, MVP's play now is to deny this bottom expansion and this north expansion and try to force uneven trades for his opponent.
Looks like the Nidus network is unloading, so we'll come back to that in about an hour because of how many Banelings were in there, Sean. They just keep rolling and rolling, man.
I'm just going to leave the screen here for a little bit.
How many, you think 5 seconds? It's done. It's done. Okay.
Wow.
That's a lot of stuff, Sean, and it looks like he's actually got a plan with this. He's going straight for these destructible rocks.
Yeah, Nidus is actually a very famous clown card that the network was named after.
I guess so. NesTea now in the center of the map. Is he going to actually fight this head on? There is a planetary fortress. NesTea
absolutely cannot engage that profitably.
And NesTea has just broken the 10,000 mineral mark for a second there. Oh.
That feels so good just to see.
Oh, my.
Okay, I'm gonna
48 with 64 more. He's passing the 100 mark, man. This is what I was talking about. That's NesTea.
Thor up on the high ground. 112 banelings.
3-3 upgrades, too. That is so... That's just... that's a lot of banelings, man. I'm sorry.
Spine crawler push heading through the center. More orbital commands will be constructed by MVP. He still has just 54 workers. And this is what happens when you have not that many workers. Look at that army supply tab. Wow. 50 more food in terms of pure units for MVP. And honestly, I think NesTea really needs to start just throwing away some of his workers.
Here's MVP going for another drop. Looks like he's going to move all 100 and whatever banelings he has to take it out. Oh, and he connects. You can throw them away when you have that many, Sean.
I mean, MVP continuing to build orbital commands in the middle.
Here's that same lonely Broodlord in the middle of the map, but he has found a Thor up on the high ground.
Oh, no, he's going to lose. Oh, no, gigantic blunder from MVP. And it looks like, a little bit of glitching on that one medevac, and MVP's Marines still so strong, able to rip apart all of those units with ease.
Marines, man, they're pretty good. Broodlord falls in the center, but here comes NesTea moving forward.
Unable to get the kill. He's going to lob a couple of Pescatarians. Marines, no thank you.
Sean. There's 4 Ultralists building right now for NesTea.
Oh, can
he get a repair? Oh, and he does get the repair.
He does get the repair down. Nice. Now this is going to be a he manages to nab the Viking, gets him again. And he'll be able to pick those off one at a time or kill one and then he's going to die one at a time. 5 Ultralists in production. Now all finishing and popping up. NesTea's going to try to control these 2 expansions. I don't know how well he can do it with this nice positioning from MVP. Interestingly, MVP is slowly letting his Marines die and is replacing it with ghosts one at a time.
We'll have to see if he can actually kill all those banelings with the snipes. That would be some pretty impressive stuff. I don't even know if that's humanly possible, but we're not dealing with humans here, Sean. These guys are actually demigods.
Undeniably true, JP McDaniel. In the bottom corner, we see another drone transfer, another drop from MVP. MVP is just trying to do these little whittling plays. We call that whittling.
NesTea.
And you know, it's hard to micro against this many banelings. Yeah, let's just get out of here.
Yeah. How many banelings is he at right now? He's down
currently
to
has 79 banelings. It looks like he lost about 40 in the course of just dealing with these drops. And yeah, you know what? I have the money. Come look at the resource tab with me. 13,000, 4,000.
Jesus. That is, that's the most money I've ever seen in a pro-level match. Here comes another drop. Will he get it? Well, it looks like MVP actually forgot about it.
And can he nab it again? And he...
and he gets it.
You know, part of me is expecting NesTea to start trying to build wonders to end the game.
I know, man. This is just kind of not really a stalemate, but NesTea just playing so passive. There's another fungal. He catches all those dropships. Will he be able to follow up? No, he will not. When is NesTea going to decide to move in? Oh, there's a nuke building.
Oh, it's a nuclear missile.
Gotta love those nukes, Sean.
As he is doing his full trip to California, MVP doing his America impersonation, getting that nuclear missile. Getting ready to try to break through the spine crawler play here.
Is NesTea actually going? Well, maybe not. He just has so many ultras. We see another drop here in the main. It's going back for that spawning pool, Sean, and he gets it this time.
Now, you know, I really think that what MVP is trying to do, or excuse me, NesTea is trying to do, is to mine out everything on the map. And that way he can try to maybe pull back, but it looks like MVP's continual prodding has managed to make one of these vulnerable, and it looks like there's a big fungal growth. Can he possibly pick them out in time? And there's another fungal, and no, it is not enough.
He does lose the hatchery. Now, NesTea is just not really sure when he wants to attack. I mean, there's so many ghosts out there for MVP, and he's just relentless with these drops. Uh-oh, Sean, here comes the ghost.
Oh.
We might be seeing the nuke happening pretty soon.
Oh, please. Please. Oh, my goodness.
Uh-oh. Oh, here's the nuke.
There's the nuke going down. Both players are thinking that the crowd's noises are for their own play, and now it looks like too many places at once, and he's waltzing right by.
And
the scan goes down.
lose
See you later, expansion.
Here's a drop over in the main of MVP.
An absolutely insane finish. He is unloading everything up under the high ground. MVP caught off guard, and look at the ghost count. 18 ghosts on the field right now. He's leaving a lot of them still loaded up, but suddenly 0 mining expansions for NesTea, but he still has absolutely ridiculous amounts of money. And there's the forces.
There he goes. He's going to drop.
He's trying to snipe the Broodlords.
He destroys that pack. Oh, he's sniping the Overlord, Sean.
I don't believe it. An incredible final match, and he manages to clean it up. And supply block for NesTea. He is unable to remake the forces that he needs. More snipes. The Ultralisk absolutely meaningless in the face of that many ghosts.
Snipe is pretty good. He's still supply cap. Still has a lot of Banelings up here in these Overlords, but the more Overlords that he loses, the further and further he's going to be down. There's a big Overlord pop.
Uh-oh. The dropping continues from MVP, cleaning up every single base on the map. NesTea's income is in ruins. The Nidus network will end up falling.
And if if MVP actually comes back and takes this, which right now it's looking like he will, I mean, I'm not sure if NesTea can even produce that much stuff, as we see 3 nukes in production for MVP. This is just looking really good right now for the Terran player MVP.
MVP being slow and methodical, dropping, gently prodding, but do not forget about that resource count. 10,000, 6,000, an insane amount of money. 11 Corruptors on the field right now, 5 more incoming. Oh, the Corruptors will be able to clean up this drop, but that's also a big clue to NesTea as to what's to come. 14 Corruptors. Oh, this is actually going to turn out to be a nail-bitingly close finish as well. We see there's 18 ghosts on the field.
Uh-oh, Sean. 3 nukes are finished. One of them closed immediately and is moving out. You can look at its path. It's going to go for the expansion of NesTea. And that is one of his 5 remaining hatcheries. So if he loses that, I mean, he's not going to be able to really produce that many units. But NesTea going for another drop.
Uh-oh.
Nukes going off.
Where is
it? Sean, right here.
There's the nuke on that bottom expansion. The drop looks like it will not be repelled. Taking a lot of damage, and at that expansion, looks like the nuke successfully lands again. Another nuke targeting and does successfully land as well.
Wow. MVP is looking so good in this match right now.
I can burrow. I can detect. I just need a burrow. I just need a few more seconds to detect. There he is. Oh, no.
And he's just going to go back and finish the job there on that hatchery.
Not
he
enough.
Doesn't get it.
Poor Sport Crawler. I did my best. And now MVP continuing to clean up that south position. The map ringed with all of those sensor towers. Supply blocked yet again. What the?
Whoa! 18 Broodlords popping there, all the way up to 20. Well, you're gonna have a lot of snipes to deal with that, Sean.
No! We see 14.
That is the most Broodlords I've ever seen in a single game, Sean.
Oh, he's trying to stop just outside of the scan. Oh, if MVP nukes that.
3 nukes.
If MVP nukes that, it looks like he's heading straight front and middle. It looks like he's going to try to pick off that again. 3 nukes in 3 locations. The Spine Crawlers will not be able to unburrow in time. MVP, see you later. It looks like at the bottom expansion, it will fall as well. MVP relentless with these nukes, and he does not get it in time.
Well, I think it's time to move forward with these Broodlords, Sean. Let's get a quick count. That is 27 Broodlords here for NesTea. How many Vikings do we have on the map? We have 14 Vikings and 18 ghosts.
I do not know if there's any way that MVP can even kill off this army quickly enough. NesTea still has so much money rallied. And there, NesTea now sees the front line of MVP. MVP now knows what he is up against.
Here we go, Sean.
The unit count is ridiculous, and I think NesTea's realizing he may have overproduced massive amounts of cloak. Now stepping forward, we see the Infestor starting to work forward. Snipes galore.
There's the snipe.
MVP! Overlords continuing to rip through absolutely everything. The food counts.
Sniping every single Brood
Oh
Lord.
my
Has
goodness!
MVP done it, Sean?
MVP crushed in the winners bracket finals. Now has just forced a 41-minute game with nukes, snipes.
GG! MVP wins!
MVP!
Blizzcon 2011!
MVP! I don't believe it!
Coming back from the losers bracket, Sean.
With a stunning finish, nukes, ghosts, your champion, ladies and gentlemen.